Now we get to the final extension challenge. Now this one is tricky. So I'm going to go through in detail how you can actually recreate this particular spreadsheet. Because what we can do on here, this is extension challenge 3, we can click on this drop down menu, choose a day, and then change the number. And then that will actually filter out by day and by the number the data that's appearing here. So again, I could change that to Thursday. Now that's going to be everything above 34, but equally I can find everything above 50. It's going to be the same numbers. Let's say 60. And that's just going to leave the car. So let's have a look at Monday over 60. Let's have a good Tuesday over 60, and so on and so forth. So what we're going to do is now recreate that. Let's create a new spreadsheet. And this one we're going to call and rename that to extension 3. Let's move it to the ends there. Okay, now the first thing that we're going to do is have a look. Let's have a look what it's doing. We're putting in some labels here. So we want day, and then B1 is going to be the list. So let's put in day, and then in B1 is going to be your list. What we need to do here is we need to validate the data. So let's go to data, and then go down to data validation, because we need to have a drop-down list. So cell range is going to be just in that cell, and we want to get a list of the range. We could equally choose any of these different ones here, but we want a list. So let's get that range. So let's click on that. We can click here, all right, and the range we want is in modes of transport, and it's this range here. Okay, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So modes of transport B1 to F1, and then we can click OK. We can complete these different ones here if we want, but I'm just going to save that. So let's go back to extension 3, and we now have a drop-down menu with those items from the validation. So I can choose here Monday if I wanted to. All right, so now let's go to extension 3 again, see what else we need to do. So we need our number in. Okay, so here we're just going to type in C1 and D. This will just be a number that we're going to input. So let's go to extension 3. This is number. And here I'm just going to put any number for now, 40. So let's color this. So we've got nice color and we can identify the differences. I'm going to choose an orange and let's make it bold. We have to determine what column Tuesday is in, because we're going to need that for our query when it comes to writing our query here, okay? Because this is our columns here. So let's go to column, and then we want to choose the column here. Now, as you can see from this, if B1, all right, which is this one, if it's Monday, then it's going to put a B. If it's Tuesday, it's going to put a C, and so on and so forth, okay, until the end. That way we're going to get the column that we want from the list of our data. So let's go to extension 3. So let's put column here. And in here, let's start our formula. So if bracket, if B1 is equal to, and in quotes we need to say Monday, if it is, then, all right, using a comma, we're going to put column B. So double quotes B. If it isn't equal to Monday, then we want to do another if. If it's equal to, if B1 is equal to Tuesday, then put column C. Otherwise, if B1 is equal to Wednesday, then put D. And again, you can see the pattern emerging here. If B1 is equal to Thursday, put a E. And then finally, if it's equal to Friday, you don't need to put another if in. We just say, otherwise put an F. Okay, and then we can return that. Now, when we change one of these, it should change the column. As you can see, it does that. Thursday, Friday is F, Tuesday is C, etc. Okay, so let's color that to a different color and make it bold. What's the next thing that we need to do? An extension. Right, so now we need our modes of transport and our day columns. Okay, so let's write our query. Equals query. And then we need to get our data. So our data is a modes of transport 2. So let's click on modes of transport 2, A to G, and then we can put comma. I'm just going to close this at the moment. Now what it's done is pulled in all the data because we haven't put anything further. But I needed to get back to this spreadsheet so I can show you the different cells that we now need to use. So in our query, we don't want all this information. We want to use the information that we've generated here. So we need to do a select and we need our first column. Let's just shrink that down. Our first column is A. Then we need column C. In this case, it's C, but we don't want column C. We want B2 there. So now in order to do that, we need to do a quote. And then we use the ampersand button. And then we choose B2, finish with the ampersand, and then quote again. Now what that's going to do, we need to finish our quotes because we've already got a quote here, and then return. Now what that's going to do is going to just bring in everything from Tuesday, okay? Because it's taking column C. All right, B2 is column C. Now let's add this further because we want to choose this number. We want to find all the information where it's greater than 40. So let's add to this where column ampersand B2 end ampersand is greater than quote ampersand D1 end ampersand end quote return. Now you can see it's brought in that mode of transport. Let's just make that a little bit bigger. We can now, if we change the 40 to 30 maybe, we can see now it's changed. Let's change Tuesday to Wednesday and that changes. Now we can just tidy this up a bit. Let's put some colors in there and make it bold. And now our spreadsheet is complete. And that's how you complete Extension Challenge 3.